The sun. It's hot, helps plants to grow, sometimes gives you a tan, sometimes burns you instead. Most of my life, I've never really thought about how much it could offer us. More specifically, how much energy it could provide. Utilising solar power isn't a new idea, yet it's never really taken off. However, the sunlight that strikes the Earth's surface in 1 hour is enough to power the world for a year. It's amazing how much potential there is to harness the sun as a source of renewable energy. In 2015, we sourced only 40% of our total energy from renewable sources, something we should aim to increase. So it's time to start looking to the sky for our solution. Solar cells, also known as photovoltaic PV cells, convert the sun's energy into electricity. As a stream of light particles, photons, hit the silicon atoms of a solar cell, they transfer their energy into loose electrons, knocking them off their atoms. An external circuit, usually thin wires, allow these electrons to travel from the orange N-type layer to the blue P-type layer. Once electrons flow in this circuit, this provides a supply of electricity. So the average home could benefit from having solar panels on their roof. But what if we could turn densely populated urban areas into gold mines of renewable energy, making use of all the vertical space that our cities take up? This is where transparent solar concentrators could turn any window or sheet of glass into a photovoltaic solar cell. This new technology has been especially made to be integrated into tall office and apartment buildings, which are covered with windows on the outside. This thin film technology uses transparent luminescent solar concentrators, which allow the visible spectrum of light, what we can see, to pass through while absorbing the non-visible wavelengths of ultraviolet and infrared light. The light is trapped in the glass by total internal reflection and is guided to the edge of the material. Here, very thin strips of conventional photovoltaic solar cells convert it to electricity. There are no moving parts and no cooling system required, so they could last just as long, if not longer, than normal solar panels, at least 30 years. Rather than focusing on the efficiency of each individual cell, this technology was made to achieve energy reduction en masse. The electricity generated from solar panels can supply any on-site electricity needs, with the national grid providing any extra. This will reduce the strain on electricity distribution, as homes and businesses will be more energy independent. So many people would think, New Zealand gets barely any sun, there's no point in trying to establish solar power here. Well, let's take a look at Germany. In 2014, they were able to generate over 50% of their electricity from solar power. But the sunniest regions of Germany get fewer hours of sunshine per year than the main cities of New Zealand. So this technology shows promise, but we can find ways to reduce its cost and boost its efficiency. Hybrid perovskites are a mix of organic and inorganic ions bonded in a crystal lattice shape. They can be manufactured at a much lower cost, and it's predicted that using perovskites as materials could cut the cost of solar energy by 3/4. Multijunction solar cells involve stacking 2 or more transparent solar cells on top of each other, and they absorb different wavelengths of light. Compared to single junction cells, which are about 29% efficient, these can reach as high as 44%. By turning windows into power plants, any building, such as the 29-storey Majestic Tower on Willis Street, could generate about 60% of the energy it uses. This thin film could be installed onto brand new buildings or retrofitted onto existing windows. If New Zealand took this opportunity to turn our major cities into solar farms, then we could experience economic, social, and environmental benefits. The cost of renewable energy has been steadily declining over time, with the average price of solar panels dropping almost 60% since 2011. The renewable energy industry also provides many opportunities for employment. For example, the solar energy sector in Germany plans to create 56,000 more jobs within the next few years. A WWF survey found that 73% of New Zealanders want to prioritise the use and development of renewable energy sources to provide electricity and fuel as opposed to fossil fuels. Last year, Germany spent 25 billion euros on renewable energy, most of which consumers paid through a surcharge on their electricity bill. With so much public support for renewable energy, we could fund this technology the same way Germany has. Renewable energy sources are one of the most effective tools we have to combat climate change. Generating electricity through solar power emits 95% less carbon dioxide than fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. If cities can be more energy independent, then in turn, our national grid would be less reliant on fossil fuels and be relieved during peak times, cutting down on greenhouse gas emissions. The sun is an amazing energy source. It's clean, sustainable, and virtually endless. It's the energy of the future. Thank you.